I did hire these fine adventurers to do an investigation. They have spent much of their own time and resources for the past week to look into what happened, and what they are going to do today is to deliver their results. They've been very brave, they have fought tirelessly, so please, I'm going to give the floor to them, and they are going to let us know what the results of their investigation is. I entrust into them whatever their investigation has gave us will be the truth, and we can put this behind us. And then she kind of gives her arm out and gives the attention of the entire town to you. And at this point, you literally fill the eyes of probably 200 plus people look at all of you.
And as she has said that, has like ha- has she grown more nervous or anything?
Celine's face does look a lot tighter than what it was.
It might be because she noticed that you've been staring at her this whole time as we're talking about who
I
we think.
wasn't staring at her the whole time. I was like looking at the crowd and like kind of being nervous. Um, which is I wasn't. If I was staring at her the whole time, I'm sure I would have gotten a higher than an 8. Uh, I would have noticed
Mhm,
too. Uh, but I think
mhm.
as she mentions that we were investigating her, Nim's eyes went to see how she changed her body next. Okay, so I think Nim is gonna like step slightly forward and go. Well, we've talked to people. We've done some investigating. We've talked to we talked to some uh, animals that were in the area at the time, and from all of our investigation, all of things we could find, we have gathered some evidence that points at only one person in the town. We have not found any evidence pointing to anyone else. Um, and I think at that point I pull out the ribbon and the letter, the copy of the letter, and I go to hand them to the mayor and go, these were found in the church, and all of our evidence points at Celine.
And as you say this, you hear the entire crowd just start to
Mm-hmm.
mumble with like, everyone's like, "Oh, are you sure? I can't believe it. What is it?" There's just everyone's kind of like with disbelief, and the mayor looks at you a little bit confused. And are you completely sure that it would be our very own cleric that would be the one to murder Maybelline?
From what we have learned, Celine was in love with Tomlin before she left, and only upon returning did she learn that Tomlin had moved on, gotten engaged. Um, this ribbon was found behind her dresser in the church, and the letter was found in a book about curses. We also found burnt clerical robes in the kitchen that had red stains on it.
Not to mention the
And
Book of Demon
Can
Curses.
can I try to
yeah,
look out
not
and
mentioning the
see how
book,
Celine and Luna are
the
looking?
letter.
So looking up at this point, you kind of see like Luna. You can clearly see her face. She kind of has like this like haha smirk on her face. You can't see Celine's face at this point. She has her book kind of crisscrossed across her chest like this, and her face is completely down, and her hood is completely over her face. You can see a little bit of her hair, but you can't really see anything in her face, of her face. And while you're speaking, the mayor kind of just stops you for a second and looks up. Celine, you've heard these charges. You know how serious they are. What say do you to this? And you kind of hear her mumble something, and no one really knows what it is. And the mayor, girl, speak up. This is serious. And you just hear Celine shout out to the whole crowd, I said the bitch deserved it. And the whole crowd just like, oh God, she really said that. And she kind of, and then you see Luna just kind of like, just like shove her forward. Girl, tell her. And Celine drops her book for a second, and she's, kind of stumbles forward for a second, and for a second she doesn't really know what to do. Kind of, steadies herself, and she looks up for a second, and her eyes at this point are actually glowing yellow.
Wait, can we see what the book
And
was
she's
by any
looking
chance?